Hello guys, welcome to Electronics. So in today's episode, let's take a look at an emergency lamp plus a fan combo. So just by looking at the LEDs itself, you can say that this is a pretty old unit because nowadays if you are going to purchase an LED emergency lamp, almost 100% certainly you are going to get an SMD based emergency lamp. So this thing has been with me for around 6 or 7 years now. I believe this is purchased back in 2013 I believe, and it's the price of this thing at that time was around 300 rupees. So when I purchased this thing, it was capable of running on its own. It had a battery inside, like this kind of 4 volt 1 amp battery inside. So this was giving me around 1.5 hours of continuous runtime if just the fan is running. Adding more features to it, the lifetime reduced to sometimes to maximum of half an hour. Speaking of features, this has an emergency light. You can see over here this has 32 LEDs here, all are in parallel, and you get two different brightness mode for this one, full intensity and a low intensity mode. Same for the fan. You can see the fan indicator over here, fan button. For the fan also you are getting two different speed modes, a high speed mode and a low speed mode. So based on which mode you are in, that's going to determine how long you are going to get the battery lasted for you. So just to give a basic overview, this thing had a plastic like a transparent cover around it. It fell down from me and it broke that plastic cover. So that is the reason why it is exposed, and still it works fine. Though it looks like a toy, this is actually a functional toy. If you are considering this as a toy, then yeah, I would say that it's a very functional toy because you can feel the wind almost 1.5 meters away from it if it is in full speed mode. And it can cover it will not cover your whole body, but you got the point, right? It's much like a table fan but with a very small leaf, but within 1 meter distance this thing gives very good effect. So back in the early days of 2013, this was a common sight around the gift shops and duty free shops, electronic shops, etc. But nowadays this thing is no longer to be seen. Even online also you will not be able to see this specific model, I'll say. I'm not sure whether you can find it now or not, but during the time of this thing you are able to purchase this large one or sometimes smaller one. Like the whole emergency will be the size of this inner ring, followed by a small base over this side with a fan in the middle with 6 LEDs around it. I have seen such a model also. So let me give you a physical overview. First, this thing is available under many different brand names. This specific one is from a company called Jinyan, and the model number is JY5560. This is a pretty generic product which comes in a different brand names, different colors, white, green, black. I remember seeing different colors when I purchased this one. So being a portable unit, this comes with a handle. You can use it to hold or you can use it to hook onto something. That is fine. Has 32 LEDs. On this side there is nothing else, and on this side this comes with a figure 8 connector because, as I said, this used to have a battery like this inside. Now it's been replaced by a micro USB. It's of course a modification done by who else? Me. So figure of 8 connector for charging this one. That is why this green LED is here. If you're connecting an AC jack, this LED will glow indicating charging. So right now the whole thing is bypassed by using this micro USB, and this is a recent addition. Recent means within the last 4 months. Enough of talking. So that is the connection. This thing is around 28 centimeters from here to here and around 16 centimeters here to here. So just to give you a basic idea about that. Now let me show you this. Let me show you the working of this thing. I'll be connecting the micro USB port to this side, and I'll be connecting it to the power bank through a USB power meter. So if you are a long time subscriber of my channel, you could easily recognize this USB power bank. So first let me just show you what are the different modes it can operate on. Let me just turn off this one and this one. So this is the LED at full brightness mode, low brightness. It may look similar in this one, but the current here is different. I will show you that. Now this is the third press, the bulb is off. In the fan, it's a full speed mode, it's the low speed mode off. And also it can work in a combined manner, fan full speed, light full speed. It can work in this way also, no problem whatsoever. So now let me show you the current consumption of each different modes. Now you have seen the working. Okay, so now I'll be turning on the fan in full speed mode. Notice the voltage and current readings. I'll make the different mode. So now the fan is in full speed mode. It's consuming around 420 milliamps and the power consumption is around 2.1 watts. Now I'm going to switch to fan to the low speed mode. The current row is around 180 milliamps and the power consumption has dropped to almost 1 watt. Almost 1 watt. The fan is off. Now moving on to the LED. Now the LED is in full brightness mode. It's consuming around 640 milliamps and 3.39 watts of energy, 3.39 watts of power. Now the LED is in low brightness mode. You can obviously see the difference. It's now 250 milliamps and the power consumption is down to 1.3 watts. So now let's move on to the combination mode. Fan in full speed, LED in full brightness. It's consuming around 1.02 amps and the power consumption is 5.1 watts. Now just reducing the fan speed to the medium mode. The power consumption is down to 0.840 milliamps. So, and the current consumption is down to 840 milliamps. The power consumption is down to 4.17 watts. Turning off the fan. Fan in full speed mode. LED in low brightness mode. You can see the power consumption is now 3.24 watts with the current being drawn of 640 milliamps. Now let's move on to, now it's tear down time. Now let's see what's inside. In fact, it's very less to see inside. I can already draw the schematic for you guys, but I'll be tearing this thing down for you. Okay, now its exposure is fine. So because there is no cover on this side, 3 screws over here are already gone because the top cover was necessary for those screws to be in place. So now the whole unit is actually kept in place by these 2 screws. Let me just open that. So this is the inside of it, guys. I need to hold it like that so that you guys can see everything in a better way. Let me zoom onto it a little bit more. So this is a figure of 8 connector that AC greens goes to, and it goes to the capacitive dropper circuit over here. Don't worry about the whole wiring, I'll just draw the schematic for you guys. And from here, where the battery used to be are these 2 connectors, and there is where I connected the micro USB now. So in here there are 2 switches. These are the 2 switches for controlling the motor and the, let me zoom down. For the motor and this one is for the LED. You can see that by the low voltage resistor, and the resistors are 1.5 ohms and 1 ohm resistors for the high and low intensities. And over here is the resistor for the motor speed control. So those are 1 watt resistors, gray, red, gold. Behind that is 4 violet and gold, size 4.7 ohm. And yeah, this one goes to the motor over here, and you can see all those LEDs connected in parallel. These are 4 pieces of, let me just focus on that. So you can see these are 4 individual PCBs, 1, 2, 3 and 4. These are 4 individual PCBs where all the LEDs are connected in parallel. So that is the inside of this thing. Now let me just keep this thing to the side and I'll show you the schematic of this thing. And now let me show you what is what. So this is a figure of 8 connector over here on this side, followed by the capacitor. This is what's inside the schematic, that this part over here, this PCB. I'm talking about this PCB. So just keep all those things over here. So this is the dropper capacitor and the discharge resistor for that, and this right here is a lacy bridge rectifier, the actual bridge rectifier, and across that there is a capacitor followed by this green LED that you saw on the back side, and across that is battery connection. So where used to be the battery is now a micro USB port. That is that connection over there, and the output from there goes to 2 different switches. The top one, 1.5 ohms and 1 ohms resistor, goes to the 32 different LEDs all connected in parallel, common there. and the switch selects between the motor fans. So it's a 4.7 ohms which I didn't wrote there. It's 4.7 ohms, and the other one, it's gray, red and gold, so it's 8.2 ohms. So it's the 4.7 ohms and 8.2 ohms resistor. So that is the fan control. So that is pretty much the whole circuit. That is what's inside a DC fan like this. So yeah, there is nothing more to say about this thing. Thanks for watching. See you in another video.